Right, let's do something fun. If you know you've experienced setbacks in your business, can I see your hands up? As you just started or whatever year it is you've been running your business and you've experienced setbacks before, can I see your hands up? Alright. We have people. So, what I'm going to do right now is you are going to tell yourself, I bounce back. What did I say?
I bounce back.
And it's not enough for you to just say it. You are going to be jumping and saying it. Yeah. So you are going to say, I bounce back.
I bounce back.
I bounce back.
I bounce back.
Thank you so much. We can have our seats. And now we are moving on into the final session. But before I call on our next speaker, after this session, we are going to be having a short panel section which is going to be involving question and answer as well. So if you have any question from the speakers who have spoken so far, please kindly write them in a short note and the protocols will be collected as they pass by you. Please let's not forget, write down your questions, anything you need clarity more on. If you think a speaker needs to elaborate more on what he or she said, please write them down in a note and it will be collected from you by the protocols. Thank you. Now, as I'm moving into this next session, this topic is extremely important for us. It's not just necessary, it is important. Especially for us. You know, Gen Zs, any little thing like this, if anything stresses us, my mental health. I'm gonna go and treat myself. I beg, I need a break. Please, my mental health. And in fact, we are not exaggerating or not being dramatic, because being an entrepreneur can train you physically, emotionally, and financially, any aspect of your life. It can train you so much, because many of us, we are building, we are hustling, we are planning, we are creating, we are posting, we are doing a whole lot of things, and with this, we are also trying to build our lives together, and sincerely, it can be overwhelming. And so, the conversation about mental health is not just timely, it is necessary. And our next speaker understands the pressures entrepreneurs face, and she has been a strong voice in the mental health space, reminding us that you can build a business without losing yourself in the process. She will be speaking to us on mental health for entrepreneurs. And trust me, this is the kind of session that will bring both relief and clarity. Media, please have you.
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to welcome a true champion for mental wellness. She is a mental health advocate, founder of the Mental Health Group, and a leader of therapist and individualized emotional and psychological well-being. A passionate volunteer, creative writer, and singer. She brings authenticity, insight, and purpose to everything she does. Please rise and help me to welcome Hannah into Okay, a voice of wisdom, balance, and relevance.
Thank you everyone. So Charlotte to be here. Thank you, Ifesewa, for bringing me on to speak on such an important topic, mental health. So I think my first question will be that I'm very sure that many people used to see all around mental health matters. So I want, if you believe that mental health matters, can you raise up your hands? I want to see those hands. If you believe that mental health matters, yeah, it looks like we are on the same page. Because on the matter of mental health, some people believe that what's mental health, we are just romanticizing what is not, why is, all of those things. So, I'm going to be speaking on mental health for entrepreneurs today. And one of the foundational thing and the first thing about mental health for entrepreneurs that I'm going to be buttressing on today is behavior. So, it's behavior because your mental health, your emotional health is very influenced by, is directly linked to your behavior. Who you are on your inside, just like our speaker here said that we should be spiritual, right? The Bible says that as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So who you are, how your mind is, what your mind is made of is how you will behave. And as an entrepreneur, you cannot separate your behavior from your business. You cannot separate how you act on a normal day. Your business is not just one sacred thing that when you get there, you are a different person. It is who you are on a normal day. That's how you are going to be. That's how you are going to act in your business. So there's one thing about mental health, emotional wellness, and behavioral is that it reflects into everything. It reflects in everything. Your mental health is directly proportional to your behavior. So there's a statistics that research shows that organizations applying behavioral principles achieve 21% higher profitability and 21% higher productivity compared to those that neglect this critical discipline. So I'm speaking, yes, I know that we want to hear how to manage your mind, manage your emotions in your business because there's pressure, there's tension. But the first foundation I want to lay today is your behavior, right? So people are bad decision makers. They are naturally bad decision makers, and it reflects in your business. So if you have low self-esteem, it will be hard for you to believe in your vision and even your business. So I will get to the picture right now that if you're affected mentally and emotionally, if you are always downcast, if you are always down, your business will be down. Your business will be going down, down, down. So you need your mind to be solid. You need your mind to be strong. You need a solid mental health to run a solid business. I'm going to say it again. You need a solid mental health and emotional health to run a solid business. For instance, if you have low self-confidence, you cannot be bold about speaking about. You can't be bold about your business. You won't be able to. For instance, there is a session we are having yesterday. I'm going to be pitching your business. Am I right? So if you even if you have created you have already written everything, you have a perfect pitch deck, you have written everything perfectly, and you are dealing with low self-confidence, you are dealing with low self-esteem, you don't know how to communicate your thoughts properly, you feel that you are thinking in your mind that someone is thinking something about you, you're always very advising, you're always very cautious what people are saying about you. You're also going to be very cautious about what people say about your business. So these things reflect in our day-to-day lives, right? Just like your mental health will affect your relationship. If you're somebody that maybe your past trauma, maybe your relationship with your parents or whatever, mental health is very wide. So I'm not going to be talking about so many things here today. Mental health is very wide. Your mental health can affect your relationships. The way you might be somebody that don't know how to relate with people, maybe because of things, maybe you don't know how to receive love, you don't know how to give love, your relationship will suffer for it. And your business will also suffer for it. So if you are broken, maybe you are overly emotional, you easily break down, or you are not able to control your emotions, your business will suffer for it. You need your mind to be, and I'm going to be giving us some tips on how to really overcome these things and come to a place of serenity and sanity in your mind that will help you to actually handle a business. You know, in the Bible, there is that parable of those people that a rich man gave talents to. He gave some. The one that he gave 5, he gave 10. There was one that he gave 3 and could not. You see, sometimes because of the kind of work I do as a mental health advocate, I see things in behavioral pictures. I see things in behavioral defect picture. So I believe that person that was given 3 talents, I believe that he had a character defect. I believe he had a behavior, a mindset defect. He had a mind defect that he could not. It was not just that he was saying that his master was wicked. I'm sure that he had no self-esteem. I'm sure that he was comparing himself. I'm sure he was comparing his talents with those other people's talents, and it cost him his destiny. So you can see that when we're talking about a very serious matter. So those character defects that you have is a function of your mind, it's a function of your soul, it's a function of what you have built, it's a function of how your mind is built, right? And like for instance, in mental health, I am my first specimen. I would love to say that I am my first specimen, right? I've gone so much on journeys of transformation, on change, mind reset in my mind, in my character, in my behavior, because I understand how narratives in your mind can shape your behavior. So there can be someone here that you feel like, maybe for this is an example, you feel like when you were growing up, you feel like you were rejected, you feel like maybe it started from your house or your home, you feel like your parents loved your sister than you, right? Or you didn't feel so much accepted, you didn't feel loved so much, you felt rejected. Are we still here? Because I want it to be interactive, and I want responses, because this is I'm not just talking to you, we are talking to each other. So you felt rejected, and you feel like there's nothing you say, there's none of your opinion that counts, there's none of what you say, what you do that matters. Maybe the way your parents used to respond whenever you say something, maybe they'll just say, well, Lord, give me one song. As little as that thing is, it was creating a certain narrative in your mind that I'm not accepted, these people don't like me, they don't love me. So you grew up, you left your parents' house, you came to school, right? And you are now among your friends. And it's funny, narratives repeat themselves, patterns repeat themselves, and because of you have that particular pattern, you have a belief system. Yeah, I think that's the word. Our belief system also shape our behavior. So because of your belief system that you are always, these people will not listen to me, they will not hear me, they don't like me, they will not accept me. It continues, and that same thing, it leaks into your business. So you have a product, and you have built so much into it. You have a product that you have created so much with intentionality, but maybe at the first instance of you taking it to the market, maybe somebody did not buy into the idea, or maybe the first person that you shared the idea with did not really buy into the idea, and like that you build that business. Are we getting the picture? So this is how your behavior really affects what you do. This is how it affects your business. Behavior matters so much about how you run a sustainable and scalable business. We have seen bosses that they are not emotionally intelligent. They don't know how to control their emotions. One little thing happens at work, and their emotions are all over the place. I'm sure we can relate. Yes. There's some people that they don't know how to control. Maybe they have experienced losses at maybe their business, and their emotions are all over the place. They are angry, they are screaming at their employees. It's a behavioral deficit. Are we here? So that's one of the foundations I would like to learn, that I would like you to take in this evening, that your behavior matters in what you are building. Your behavior matters in what you are building. And I have a perfect example about that personally. So I run a book selling business. Right, I run a book selling business, and if there's one thing I've seen is that I have to be firm on myself on this decision I'm making. And my customer, although yes, I know my customers, I have to serve them with love. You know, business can be dicey sometimes. I have to serve them with love, but at the same time, I have to be firm on my decision that this is it. This is how much I'm selling this book. If you want to buy, buy. If you're not buying, don't buy. So as simple as that, if you're a bad decision maker, it's something that I have to personally work on myself in my personal life, that I have to be solid on making decisions. Because of I know myself, so I have to be solid on making decisions. So I know that it will lead into other things. I'll be talking about is boundaries. you must learn how to set boundaries. It's important. It's important for your mental health. It's important for your emotional health. It's important for your emotional wellness. Trust me. So when people talk about work-life balance, they say that there's nothing like work-life balance. To be honest, I'll say that the way we believe work-life balance to be is not the way work-life balance is. Just like our speaker, Ms. Daniela has said that multitasking is not the way we think multitasking is. Am I right? So work-life balance is not the way you think that. What matters most is first balance within yourself. You need balance within yourself. You must put yourself first. Set boundaries, and when we talk about setting boundaries, it's not just about. Thank you. When we talk about setting boundaries, it's not just about setting boundaries by time. You're not just setting boundaries by 5:30 and this 6:30. It can be difficult at times because you are running a business, you have a passion, you have a vision, you have goals that you want to set, but you are also not able to balance everything within a time frame or the best frame that gives you sanity in your mind. So you need boundaries that will make you healthy. Some of us even set unrealistic boundaries, to be honest. You need to learn how to set boundaries that are healthy. Healthy for your business is possible. Boundaries are healthy for your business and healthy for your personal life. It's very important. Learn to set boundaries. This is for work and this is for some other things. And in business, you can't be a people pleaser. You cannot be a people pleaser. You will just run dry. You cannot please people. Like people pleasing is a behavioral deficit, not just like we started with. If you are a chronic people pleaser, you cannot separate yourself from people's will, what people want. You cannot survive, not even talk of sustaining your business. Another thing is burnout. So you need to learn how to set boundaries. You need to work on your behavior. You need to really look into your behavior, check yourself. Then the third thing is burnout. You must learn how to avoid burnout. I had an experience of burnout in 2021 and it was no fun because I was finding myself after the burnout. I was finding myself. So like I think it was Danny or our first speaker that was talking about writing. That time it was writing. It's still writing, but I experienced serious burnout in 2021. I think it was around August, to the point that my soul, I was finding my soul. I was looking for myself. I was somewhat dissociated from myself. When I'm speaking about this thing about burnout, I knew what it feels like bodily, in my mind, and even in your heart. So I was so burnt out with work, so much work. I was so burnt out. It was work day and night, day in, day out. It was work, and I experienced burnt out. And what it resulted into, I was just dissociated. I was just out of touch with reality. Like And so if you don't learn how to manage the first point and the second point and the boundaries, if you don't learn how to set boundaries, you'll be burnt out. So yeah, definitely you experience stress in business, you experience different things, ups and downs. Sometimes are tough, sometimes are heavier than the other. You are trying to carry different things at the same time. You are doing mental work, you are doing a lot of things. But at the same time, you must learn how to distress. Avoid burnout. Because one thing about burnout is that, when you're stressed, you can rest and just drag yourself up back. On burnout, you will need more time than it took you to get away from stress. Do we get it? When you are burnt out, you will need more time to find yourself back, to find your flow back. So that's why you need to learn how to avoid burnout. Give back to yourself. You must learn to pour into yourself. Set boundaries by all means. I was reading the story on Instagram of somebody that I follow on Instagram, and she was saying that in business you cannot be emotional. You cannot be emotional. You cannot lead your employees because you are emotional. You cannot start because somebody is stealing, because you like somebody, just like a personality, and the person is stealing from you. You know that person is stealing from you, and yet you still lead them. It's lack of boundaries. So there are certain things that you say that this thing cannot happen in my own shop, cannot happen in my own store, cannot happen in my own business. Those are boundaries, and that's why I said boundaries is not just time. It's also things that you have set in place that these are the do's and these are the don'ts. So yeah, boundaries. But then I have to set boundaries. Now we're talking about my time is really running. So another thing I'll be talking about is how to really, after these things I've said, these things I've said are long-term stops. Set boundaries. You can't stop setting boundaries. You can't stop the process of avoiding burnout. You have to keep it in place. There are systems that you have to put in place in your business. But one thing that is also important is consistent check-ins. You need consistent check-ins. Check yourself. Check your mind. Declutter your mind. You must learn how to pay attention to yourself. It's one thing that I do personally. I'm just checking my mind. I'm just checking my mind. What are the thoughts in my mind? How am I doing mentally? Am I fine? It's not as if, to be honest, I'm sure that many of us, we know the meaning of sanity as in extreme sanity and what it means by checking yourself mentally. When I'm talking about extreme sanity, I'm talking about people that are really insane now. But I'm talking about checking yourself that are you fine? Are you okay? Are you not overwhelmed? There are times that you're overwhelmed, you have to check yourself. How am I doing? Maybe sometimes you slow down. So you must constantly learn the art of offloading. Offload your thoughts. Don't keep your mind bombarded all the time. Don't go about with baggages. Don't go about with baggages. Can we repeat that? Don't go about with baggages.
Don't go about with baggages.
Don't go about with baggages, to be honest. One way that you can learn how to offload your thoughts is by journaling. Journaling. It helps a lot. So even if you had a bad day, even if your business, just like our convener says she has a diary that she just writes. She just writes things inside. You need a journal. You need a journal. You need to learn how to write things down. Are we here? You need to learn how to write things down. Just journal. Write how you are feeling. I'm feeling this way. I'm feeling tired. I'm feeling stressed. This is what happened at work. Business today. This is how I'm feeling. You must learn how to name your emotions. I'm tired. I'm angry. It's not bad that you're angry. You must learn how to name those emotions for you to be able to control them. Another way you can upload your thoughts is to speak with someone you can trust. The last thing I was talking about. Another way you can upload your thoughts is to speak with someone that is trusted. Speak with loved ones. Speak with individuals in your field. Our last speaker just spoke about find people that you can grow together, right? So speak with people in your field. Talk to them. Maybe it's something in your business that you don't understand. Tell them that this is how it's going. Just share your heart with them. So, yeah. Pay attention to what's going on there. Give space to your thoughts. Give space to your. I wish I could elaborate. I wish I could expand this more, but my time is up. So, work on your behavior. Your mental health is very crucial. Just like the first point that I made, your mind, your emotions, your behavior, they leak, they sip, we can see who you are in your business. We can see who you are in your business. It's very visible. If you are someone that you are weak, your business will be weak. So work on your behavior, learn how to refrain and set boundaries. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Now let's give another round of applause. Thank you so much. And many of us now know how to handle burnouts and how to think about mental health. Can I say hands up? Can we say thank you, ma?
Thank you, ma.
So next on the list now we are having a panel section which is going to include question and answer. And without wasting time anymore, let's just get right into it by setting up the stage. Please, as I call on each of the speakers, I would like you all to welcome them with a big round of applause. Let's have in our midst the convener for today, Miss Ifesewa. Thank you so much, and you are welcome. Let's have Miss Anuyemi Ayobami. Thank you so much. Let's have Miss Damilola Ajibade. Please, let's clap. Let's have Miss Idunu, okay? Thank you so much. Last, let's have Miss Temitayo Oladosa. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So for this panel section, we are having just one question for each. And you're going to tell us your experience. And what is this question? During your downtimes, when you have setbacks, you felt like giving up, you felt discouraged, and things weren't going smoothly. I'm sure each of us have experienced that before. How were you able to handle such period? How were you able to come back again and get back to your feet? How were you able to keep on going? What's encouraging to us that kept you moving and saying, no, this I'm not going to give up. So each of us was speaking on that. We have 5 minutes each. Thank you so much. So the convener has the mic flash your please.
Thank you so much, everyone, and I really honor and appreciate everyone for the hearts link. So the question is, how do I do Nigerian youth? Sorry for picking my book back, because I actually know that I have the answer in my head, but there's a way I go to them that makes me continuous flow of what it is. I'll show you who I can find it. Okay, let me just say it. I'm not sure if I can find it. But my answer is that there is one thing that you have to be rooted in your identity. And you have to be rooted in who you are. I need to say something. If you are not careful as an entrepreneur, you will have different kind of identity. Today you're a winner, tomorrow you're a loser, today you're happy, tomorrow. So you have to have something that you go back to that gives you joy. You have to separate that. Okay, I will say something that, don't take your business personal. But I'll be fact that because if you don't take it personal, like some kind of people is eating the wrong way. But I'll say set boundaries. When it comes to some point, know that this is not well now. This is not me, this is my business. I don't know if you get what I say. So those are how I handle my down thing. How I handle my down thing, I go back to the one who I know that okay, that this is who I am. This thing that is happening actually, it is not who I am. So let's say if you are not with your identity, you will have different kind of identity. I think that's where some of your work So I realized that today I'm happy. Tomorrow I feel like a failure. Yesterday I'm a winner. So then I have to come to a point that wait, I'm not sure. Like there should actually be a solution to this thing. Then I realized that you have to set boundaries to, like when you are crossing something, you have to know this is not that and this is not that about you. So you have to like be rooted in who you are, be rooted in your identity that no business, no situation, no circumstances like change who you are for you. And you have to like don't replace the emotion of your business. Don't replace the love of your business to what the love you actually need to get from God, from your creator and from people around you. Because as an entrepreneurship, you will forget yourself, talk less of the benefits of someone else. But no matter how the amount of wealth that you acquire, if you don't have people in your life, you are still very poor. So don't substitute the love that it is human being and your creator that is supposed to bring you. Don't substitute it for business. Don't substitute it for your brand. It is very tricky if you are not intentional. If you are not intentional, you will be like, because I've been there, I've been there, that everything is just about my business. Most especially one time that I had you see, a very downward emotional, breakups, something like that. So that time, it is me and my business. So even if I want to think, anyone need this thing, I cannot think of, it's not possible, I cannot think of anything that happened. Like it is just me and my business. But I'm actually feeling that void with something that is not realistic. With something that is not meant to be. So it will make me to be actually to be running away and be shying away from me actually getting rich from that particular thing. So your business has to be personal to your business. I can't say it should not be personal. But don't substitute the love of God. Don't substitute the place that your God was supposed to feel and people around you are supposed to feel. Or maybe you are hot. So you are not using put on that energy so that you're not going to feel that hot. You are putting it in the business. It is not going to work that way. You are going to say something and it goes to see okay, come on, it's your power. That time I know what to do. Keep that pride very well. You know what's going on.
Attention. Thank you so much. He said go out to set boundary. Don't be into your business such that it takes up your identity. Thank you so much. Let's have the next.
Thank you so much. For me, one of the things I do when I have that business is that anyone that knows me knows how I'm business and my because that's my healing point. I've had the past breaks, disappointments. I've experienced the time that the only thing I can do is just go. I don't want to let that from anybody. So I'm very personal about my relationship with God. And one thing is that if I should just say, I don't have to cry. I don't have to cry for people. So if I go to my closest, talk to them that I feel, and give me emotion, I will cry. And when I'm done crying, I will stand up and face reality again. And don't forget that your business is not everything about you. It's just one aspect of your life. So you have other aspects of your life. So if you are distressed for business, you can encourage yourself from other people. So like there was a day I made a promotion, I was back to Jesus. So that day I was so much and it was time as one. So I was to fry peanuts and gas finished. So and if you are a snacks business, you know that the atmosphere, like the weather can determine the outcome because you might not get it. I can't produce all the night. I can't get the right picture. So I said, let me wait to go. So by the time I was flying, the audio went bad and it was not like maybe 40,000, 50,000 naira. So I was just there. I didn't know what to do. I just happened to there. Anytime I want to come and meet me, I'll just dash you. I was just using that to encourage myself. That's not the end of the world. It's one of the business experience and that does not define me. Does not define my business. And one thing that also helped me is that I speak out. Anyone that knows me knows that I talk. I'm a communication strategist. And it reflects in my life. I don't post my emotion. If you're very down, you do peace of mind. So I talk. The way I feel, I come and friend, we stay together. So we are coming back from work, we are meeting, we are reflecting our day, we start like we know to myself. What am I carrying work with? I express myself. She console me, I console her, and that's how it all works to me. So I pray.
He said business is just know how to handle it well. Thank you so much. Let me say that. Right. So for me, I think one of the major things I do is that at that moment, at that very moment of emotional down, feeling emotionally down, I think I don't cry in front of people as well. In fact, someone even walked up to me sometimes and I'm like, Danny, I've never seen you cry. I was like, oh, you're not taking that as a strength for me because you don't see me but I do that. So I can cry my face out and then I pick up myself again, go back to the word of God. Yes. Because I'm a kind of person that for each area of my life, my business, every area of my life, I have the word of God that I'm holding on, I'm standing on, I'm eating every morning on every aspect. So whenever that moment comes, I go back to the word of God after the emotional crying, because that moment can very, very honest. Whoever is telling you that moment I'm not really that is a very big, so they are very, so in fact I remember an exam I did. I've never done an exam in medical school and then cry. Even if I knew that I'm not going to do it, I've never cried for an exam. No, I don't think it was it. So that day, it was a clinical exam. I did that exam, and in fact, the examiner was telling me, don't even do it. So it was a lot. So it was on reply. I was crying from, like, I was on transit, so trying to get back to those days. It was like, no emotion. I was just crying my eyes out, crying everywhere. I didn't even know what was the other time, but she did not know what was happening to me. So I went to my bed, saw my head in my pillow, and I cried. So after crying, I went back to the word of God, and I felt fresh back. Another thing that helped me in down moments is a strong support system, honestly. See, support system can be friends, it can be family. Yes, you need a good support system. Emphasis on a good support system. Can I just be like, oh, mommy, this, that. In fact, I may not even need a consolation, but I needed somebody to like pour my heart and slant and do anything. So a very good support system is very important. So family can be a good support system. Your friends too can be a good support system for you in down moment, because there will be some discussion that we know you might not be able or free to discuss with your parents or your family members. So when you have good friends, they can stand, they can help you with those friends. So I think basically that's it for me. This is a reminder that you should create a support system, who likes support system. Are they strong enough to lift you up when you're down? Thank you so much.
So how I handle down moments. When it happens, I first freeze, to be honest. I first freeze and I didn't just talk about it. I just talk everything out. The back into where I'm feeling, I just talk it out to God. I talk it out to God. And I just talk it out. And another thing is I thought this close to me. Or what I can talk to at that point. And I feel that most of the time, just like she said, most of the time it's not even consolation. Most of the time it's just when somebody say, you do it now. Like you pick it up now. Like you put it in now. So like it's not as the person will say stop crying, stop this. But it's just like you find another direction. You find another better way to do it. So I think that's one of the things that just works. And it resets my mind with God that okay, I can do this time get there. And at that time, at some other point, it might not even be that I'm picking it up. I just need a particular one. Even in my mind, I don't even put it in my mind. I just take it aside for a particular one. At the same time, I cry. At the same time, I cry. Like
there is one thing you all said before, aside crying, they go to God. They go to God. And that's really beautiful to hear. Thank you all so much for that insightful answer. So right now we are going to have our question and answer. And here I have 3 written questions with me. And please, if you still want to ask a question, you want to come out and analyze it. Alright, I have it. So let me read the first question. Okay, this person says, I see my current self in Pastor Ifesewa's past, and I would love to have a conversation with her. Please, if you are this person, you can see her after the event. Okay? Second question. Okay, this person says, I'm shy. I don't know where to start from. Please, can you help me correct my head? Correct my head.
Okay. So you can find your confidence in God. Like that's the only place to find your confidence in God. And then you can also do something okay. Speak. Like what Ifesewa said, you cannot be called unto nations and shy. If you change that mindset, the quality of your mindset is the quality of your result. So if you're a shy person, you cannot stand for kings. You always be at the passes. So that's your mindset towards okay.
Alright, the next is
And always have this mindset that at the long run it will be your life. Whether you take that step or you take that step, it will be your life. I remember when I always ventured into business and I was skeptical because everyone that knows me as a freelancer or as with many companies, and all of a sudden I said I want to start selling snacks, peanuts, and pages. But I had a big vision for it. And in the midst of that, I bought a SIM. I didn't want to use my SIM card to post on my WhatsApp because I didn't want people to know that I'm the one behind that brand. So I read a book by Sam Adeyemi that says, start with what you have and take that step. So when I read that book, I started. But people didn't know that I was the one behind it. And when I was still struggling with that thing, I had a big vision of this snacks. So I've seen people do it. And I said, when I was still struggling with it, I had people said to my face that, oh God, God will be there. And I know that. You hear that kind of thing. So it's that day, it eats me, and that like I still one of my friends. And I like when I have friends that they don't console me every time. They just really want those of craziness. And that is what you need. And it just so I think I was talking and I told him that I started a business like so that peanut you posted, it was your business. It's your business. I said yes. Because I didn't know it's your business and you post for people, you didn't put your business. I said, I just explained the situation to that. Oh, you put it. He says, it's like, oh, rent I will rent. Do you feel like you can't buy from me? So you think you are broke. There are things. It didn't even console me. So that one word, it sets my brain. The following day, I carried it like I did this, I recorded it. I put it on the influence of my family and friends. My uncle, my cousin, they were praying for me. Your business will grow. At least I did it. And now, I know I'm not making. I know people I supply. One is somebody messaging me from where? Is there anything else? Someone that said they want to, I said, they go more sure you can pay for this. So people are watching. If you don't take that step, it's your loss. It's your loss. That's your loss.
so I actually understand and resonate with that person. See, shyness or fear is not of good. It's not of good. See, and one of the things you can do to help yourself is to honestly find your confidence in God. She mentioned that earlier. I used to be a very naive person. I just want to just go. But over time, I discovered that there was more to me than I was living. So shyness can keep you away from many opportunities and many things that you yourself you might not even know that you have this strength in you. So just try to step out. See, it is better to fail in faith than to die in fear. Wow, thank you so much. brave. Say it out. I am brave. I am confident. So you answer your thoughts with words. Brilliant answers. Can you please give them a round of applause? Thank you also. On to the next question here. This lesson says, in a situation where I was saving up my profits as an aim, due to taking care of my school bills myself, what do I do? And the business is going, but not happy about the fact that I'm not really saving up as expected. So this person wants to know what he or she can do with the way a business is going, but she keeps using the money for other things and she's not able to save up.
Okay, for our business, it's very nice. I'll just give you one word. If you really want to build a profitable brand, a big brand for that business, get a job. You need a job. You need a job. When I wanted to venture into packaging business and snacks, I took a course from a woman. She was a banker. When she started that business at 2020, because we started at 2021, she could not hold that bank business, bank job again because the business grew. But when she started, she didn't leave her bank job. So you need a job of sustenance. You need that consistent flow so that you will not be eating deep into your business. Even if you want to do any other, the business takes time to train. So if you want to do any other thing with your life, you still need a job. So that at least for that time for sustenance, get a job. 95 is not a scam.
Okay, so you said you are not happy because you are able to save. For me, it's a two-way thing. And there's something I used to say, okay, maybe for example now, because one of the stigma that is with 9 to 5 recently is that probably the money is small, it does not watch your time, blah, 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 and everything. And I'll say something, no matter the kind of money that you are collecting from 9 to 5, if you cannot discipline yourself to save, saving is not how big. It is like it is the consistency, it is the act. It is not sometimes it is not really how big. It is not really realistic for you to be looking at this maybe 30%. But even if it's 5% or 10% that you are going to be removing, and priority too, you prioritize that the person that doing this thing, then you talk about that shit. That is what I want to plan on. Because let's say maybe 2,000 and people say, if it's not there, I will not, like I'm not going to that. I will leave. And you definitely say to me, you know that you yourself that it's a no-go area. So if you cannot save, why do you business? Even if you don't take a job, you still not save. Like it's the same thing. If you cannot save, why in your 9 to 5? In your 9 to 5, if you cannot save, if you are doing a business, it's difficult for you to save. If you are doing business, you cannot save. If you are working 9 to 5, it's very difficult for you to save. Saving sometimes, I think this thing, everything still fall back to mindset and what you set as priority in yourself. Like no matter how I say, oh, I don't have this, I don't have that, like everything is tight, everything is like, okay, system. I put some systems around me that even if I don't have money to save, I will not want to save because it's compulsory. For example, one of the most strongest systems, like I have like about two, but the most strongest, there is this, in fact, it's through my mom, there is this saving system, it's not saving, negotiate and job. And people that are speaking against the gospel, but negotiate and job, like, you will save 3,000 every for the whole year. It's not a job, no one down or like that. So it is every fair that they used to, like, you need money every February. And let's make paraventure, you need money, like, okay, during post period. They can borrow you up to only percentage that they will borrow you up to. So if you return that percentage, you see your money, if you don't return, it's your change that you collect at the end of the year. I don't really get it. So even if I don't have any money, like even if I can't really save, like I was looking for that money, that money show. If you have money that I wait for me to get, like you put systems around you. Another system that I used to put, but that one is still lazy system. It's calorie wise. If you lock your phone, so that they like that. But like I decided not to put money calorie wise. I don't remember the last time I put it down. But now like it's a system that I cannot break. So you put system, you discipline, it takes discipline, it takes putting system around. So even if you get 95, you take this and that, if you can't discipline yourself, I feel like okay. And you can't keep eating all, and you can't keep developing the habit of eating all. And I'm saying something again, excuse. You can tell me that you are not seeing money for sweet. You can't tell me that you are not seeing money for impulsive purchase. Do you know what impulsive purchase is? The things that you did not plan for. You can't tell me. So now if you can buy things that you did not plan for, then I'm not really sure that you have an excuse like that. For you to pay your tuition fee, for you to do this, for you to do that, and buy things that even cost a little bit. Even if it's fine, even if it's general, saving is not about how it's about you creating that discipline and that habit in you. And even the Bible recommends saving. Saving, that was what happened during the 14 years or 40 years or 7 years and 7 years. The Bible said they should save for the first 7 years. So, like saving should be part of what should be our lifestyle. It should be, even sometimes when you are praying God for a miracle, for a peace, sometimes what is going to use is that your savings. The way God used my savings for me when I wanted to learn me more. Because as we have some people who supported me, like that sister that I went to and supported, like not supported me, but I don't have anything or I'm not like on the move. There's no I want to do it. For example, even this and that.
Thank you. So the major thing is not your mindset and your priorities. Let's have the last question from Dave from Mr. Prayer.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, the speakers. Alright, my first question is, how do you manage the place of, from the input, how do you manage the place of your business alongside your friends and families? For example, maybe you're a graphic designer, you are selling this and that, you know, there are some people that come for your product and services based on giving an old job, certain issues, design and friends, certain purpose to get and giving money. I know there is a way you don't want to support them, they are trying to maintain relationship with them, however, they are picking you. So, based on your experience, how do you handle that? That's number one. Number two, how do we handle being too busy and less productive and learning less? It's actually connected to the person because I've had an experience that I work with people, I work a lot, but I got best things, but there are other people I need to work for because of relationship and all those stuff. So my own point of how do you handle that? And also, who are the set of people in your lives that you must say no to when it comes to your business? Do you get that question? Set of people in our lives, there are people we want to know about what to about this. How do you? All questions are actually connected. So thank you.
So one example in the last question is that you must say no to so that your business can. For instance, I have this aunt that messaged me when I started business that she wants to buy stuff like that. And in a promotion, you stay with her and you want us to give her to you free of charge and you want to resell. The first time she made an order that she wanted to just check it for sample and that time I was traveling. So I delivered to her because I was traveling. So the next time she messaged me that she wants to buy chinchin, so bad, I told her I'm not using chinchin. And next time she messaged me, I told her I'm not delivering to Ibadan. I'm focusing on my business and promotion. I'm delivering to Ibadan for people that I will not sell something to you that you will resell and I use my money to deliver on whose account. That one number one. So there's some people that you have to stand your ground and one of the people must know you to your value, not only understand your business. Like I'm an advocate of business to business. When family and friends pay, makes business profitable. I don't sell to her free of charge. She does not sell to me free of charge. I cannot go to her shop to ask for purpose without money. I'm a business person, she's a business person. She will not tell me give me without money. It is not possible. So like we understand each other. If I enter a shop, because if I collect money based on you are my friend and I'm collecting purposes from you, today I collect a place, tomorrow another place, next month another. By the time I'm going out like less like 30 days, where do I want her to get the money from? So if she's telling me that she needs money in her business, I'm part of her problem. Because if everybody
they will not pay. No matter how good you are to me. You can not like to change, or you can, I will not follow you up. I already know you. I will not follow you up. So I'm someone like me. I have a sharp mouth. I don't keep quiet. I will give you as it is. So you cannot come and say that you are owing me like. And see, let's have this idea. People that owe you, you can't owe them. People that owe you, if you buy something from them, the next thing you see your debt is account. They might still be owing you. They will not say, in case you want to send the money, send it to my co-pay. But you still be owing me. People that have the habit of owing people, you can't owe them. So let people know you generally that if you say your price is 10K, if I can't afford 10K, I will go to that with you. And honest, people that when they owe you, they will go somewhere else to go and buy this money, and they are still owing you. And that's how it is. The second question you asked about what's that? Okay, people to honor. Okay, people to honor. Maybe people to honor. You have maybe something you have something for them for your charge like that because of who they are. One thing, I'm very sure my personality is different. If my mom wants to do anything, I will charge her for ingredients. I'm not going to the market to see. I pray God to bless me that she doesn't need to ask before I do for her. And that is not that I'll take for my business. I'll take for my business, I'll be paid for my own personal money to my business. If I give her free of charge, my pastor message me, I give him free of charge. My uncle message me, I give him free of charge. There's none of my blood is coming from my face. Every time I post, it be like, when will you bring my home? I'm expressed. Every time I come to that, I block. Don't come in, don't see my, because people don't know what you're going through. Serious. And if you see somebody that is just starting business, you see them not squeeze money into their hand because they're going through it. So you have to maintain your standard. So people that you cannot, you think that you cannot say no to, like it's not okay, you cannot say no. But someone like me, the difference was like my situation is very good, like that. Yeah, I told you. So if you come and look that way, you want to do something for your next birthday, blah blah blah. If I want, maybe I want to play the worst I can, like the high I can go is charge you for every single thing I will need with my own machine, but I will not have a personal needs. The machine I will use, because how I calculate my price, I calculate everything, including water, electricity, machinery, everything. So I will calculate every single thing for you. The only thing I not calculate for because they are my friend and family is my personal profit from it. So the moment people know you, it might not be easy because in the first time they be like, okay, business is something like that. But with time, they will adjust. Next time if you do that next time, next time they are coming, they put this money. And the third, the first question is, you are too busy for less productive. And one of the reasons why you are too busy for less productive is because your customers are your family and friends. If you want to start a business, don't advertise to your family and friends. They might patronize you, but the people that buy from you are your family and friends, you are turning towards debt. And you are turning towards working, and nothing to show for it. Imagine that she's selling pepper soup. You are coming to her based on her, I know her, give me one plate and expect money next week. Which I collect place from her, don't worry, my salary is ending of the month. All our customers for the day, they are family and friends. People that are owing at a place, 10-5, 1 cup, 2K, like everybody, and she produced from her own money, from the company money. So again, she will be turning towards like working herself out, mentally trying to calculate where she wants to get the next money. Not that she don't have money, but the people that are buying from her, they are family and friends. And when you now want to pay, you are only asking to pay. You first send 500, you send 200, you send 100. That business are already collapsed. So you need to, when you are becoming, when you need to analyze yourself. Why am I being too busy and being less productive? Why am I too busy and having nothing to show for it? There was a man when I was writing, I stopped working for him. Number one, his work is stressful. And the ranks of review that he has for is
too much, and by the time that it's going to pay, you will have to be looking up to other people. Let this man pay, let this man pay, let this man pay. So it's stressing me. At times you need to pray some space for God to bless you. Maybe this is that God is not blessing you, that you are too occupied. You are too occupied doing something that is not profitable and not productive. So if it's one person, I think the conference that we did, one of the speakers says, if it's one person that will buy for people to tell me, let them buy. Instead of looking for 100,000 people that will buy for 1,000, and at the long run will be exhausted. So I feel like we are being too busy. Let's review your customer setting, your customer base. People that are buying for, people that are patronizing, people that are bringing fly. It might be that people that the fly that you are doing in a month, 70% is for family and friends, authority people, people that you cannot say no to, people that you cannot do this, like I want to do birthday and don't know you are.
Okay, so actually, immediately you asked that question, I still go and take it. Because this might be okay. Actually, I want to say that in all directions, get wisdom to avoid family and friends relationship in business. Kill it. Stand by it. Don't sex and operate your business that way. And I wrote another paragraph for the So, because if I don't like, many people come back and have to mitigate it. So, there is something God gave to me. Like, there is one character first. Okay, some people that know me here, I'm gentle. So, like, me, I'm 6. Like right from my secondary school, there's no like movies. There is one lady, I was talking to that lady, that please, like, Bishop, your movie is working in your life. But because I'm talking to you, your movie is working in your life, doesn't mean you put yourself to me. Like, I will give you back to her. And me, if anything happens, I don't know at sports, you see me like apologizing. But if something happens at sports and you refuse to apologize, you will grab it. Like, it's just like you, and that doesn't mean I don't enjoy the music. The next thing I was talking about it, but they are out for that. So at some point, what are you going to be around with? I'm telling this girl to a baby tradition. And I don't think it's like, I'm always like on her neck, never she does anything. She won't not see. I can't just take it, like, because I have to do something and you expect to do that. So, let me say, this character, like, this I don't accept nonsense from me as our mental health coach told us, whatever character that you have reflects in your business. So, it actually reflected. And at first, a lot of people don't like your business. Like, they will say it to your face, like, it's something that you can feel literally. They don't like me on it. Like, it's something I want to bartender. The reason why people don't like Shewa is because she did not used to do family and friend in business. And I really bless God that He gave me that. I don't know where I get that word from. Because the little that is very difficult for me to say no to, is taking a whole lot of toll on my mental health. Now, assuming that I've accepted family and friends right from the beginning, who want to have this money. And if I do benefit today, I will let you that this is a gift. Next time you are coming, you come with your money. And immediately I will let you know that I don't do family life. I don't do family and friends. For example, there was one person, let me say, I don't know if you're around or anything. So when I met that person, I was explaining my business, pitching my business and everything. And I was like, oh, probably next time I'm coming, I will bring people for this people. And the person was like, oh, yeah, the person said something like, oh, don't worry, we need to pay. Oh, you don't need to pay. I'm giving you this for people. Next time you are one, next time that you need, you will pay. Like, I'm not supposed to be sharing out. Because at the end of the day, like, when you don't say I'm going to cry, you don't see yourself, don't let me lie. Like, it's just like, maybe, don't let me speak from, maybe I have a personality or a pastor, because my own personality dance is really reflected. And okay, I think maybe one really bad text, is it one bad text, or one makes business and classification, or one makes it to the top dream. That was like, okay, this is the time. One day, my brother posted that, help me like to stand by it to that point that even my siblings, they know that they're about who is your man or they can wind me up. And they know if they can wind me up, they are taking from my own, they are taking from their own money to buy for them. Not that, because if I give them that feeling of, oh yeah, they'll be like, but when they know that I'm taking from my own money to pay for them, oh man, more respect and more honor that, this person actually made it. I think I don't have a person made it. And your brother is the person. Don't you have to have a person give you for a checkup? So it's not like that. So please, in everything that you do, people will hate you for it, but they will like you back. And if anything you want to give a person to money back, or give them, they need the woman feel access thank you because they don't take it for granted, because you really want to take it for granted. And you're not sorry, and she will find a person. Like, it's not because I don't want to get paid. I prefer to be like, we are taking money. One, okay, for example, there was a time I was giving people access to one of my book, which is going to lead to the second answer. Own your house. Instead of me to, I can actually switch the setup on seller and make people have access to it for free, people without paying or anything. But no, I sent money to them and asked them to buy. Like, I can do that. But I know what I'm doing. Like, oh my crazy passive value of this person gave me 20,000 naira by this stuff. So, like, please, I don't know. You want to give us a lot of praise and that and in your business actually, because customer will test your patience. Like, some customers, many customers know you. The way they reason at times, they'll be like, give me a counter job, give me a sorry. You can be like, I can check my phone now and place your voice note. Not fear for that customer. Somebody has said, I know customer is always right, and they are very sorry. We explain to you that you are right, but not all the time. But sometimes just need them to touch or whatsoever that they need. So actually, you need some level of that control. You need some level of you like. If your personality is gentle, there are sometimes you need to switch. There are sometimes like you. I think there's no anymore that. People will hate you for it. But if you stand by it, they will later value and honor you. Whenever they are coming for what they want, they know that this thing I cannot just get it cheap, so they will value it. And even at that time, because of the reason you are going to give it to you, the way they will perceive it, the way they will receive it, or it's their normal. Do you get it? So I think that's just the right thing.
Okay, yes. Okay, so very, very short. It's only simple. It's simple. A lot of stress. When I started hosting events, I started doing free of charge for like people. But when they saw what I'm bringing, people then are not coming to me and say, "Come on, stay in free." So your value also matters. Do you understand? And for gospel events, I don't charge them for my logistics and collecting. Because it's my money that needs to come down. It's my money that needs to go up. And Uber Lagos is not things. So I'll collect money for my logistics, but every week, like, the money I'll charge my product prices, but you will still have to pay for my logistics. So it's okay to say no, and then improve yourself value-wise, so that family and friends will be going on looking for you. Big brands will also look for you, and also go back to the drawing board. Like, one of my work so hard, and then there is nothing, go back, sit with it, take a step back, like, calm down. We strategize, and then next time they're coming out, they're like, boom. You know how they get boom? You know how they're like, yes. So go back, step back in this. We strategize for us.
So I want to talk on question again all the less people. Yeah, so I'd like to say that in the first speaker, I will say something about your own connected to your purpose. And I want to link this to whatever work that we do, our business, was in a way people value to us, was in a way people value to us. So like if our work, whatever business we are doing is linked to purpose, then the way it must pour back into you. So if you are working, and it's no point back into you, you are having less productivity, you eventually be sort dry. You eventually get a junction that you feel empty and you are short dry. So whatever work that you want to and make you feel less productive and give you double stress. Like I've had to do audits on my skill, like I'm a freelancer, so I've had to do audit of me, for instance, I want to get a particular job. Maybe like 2 weeks ago, I sit down because of, it's not about people to know, it's about like the stress and what am I, how is this going to pour back into me? What am I getting back? For instance, even if the money is low and God is going to pour back into me, I can take it, to be honest. But if you are not pouring back into me, the money is low, I'm getting less productive, and even other aspects of my life, because my business is not the way to that in my life. So, like, what's the point? So, that's it. And I also say that, like, concerning this thing about saying no, saying yes to family and friends, and even, it's not only family and friends, it's even things sometimes clients. I've seen, like, I think I was reflecting back on this end of everything. I was reflecting back on my work, like the way I built myself, my perceived value online, like in my career, and in like pitching to people, pitching to clients. I've seen that there are things I thought I could do months back, maybe for free, maybe in a particular way, that I cannot do it like right now. So it's about maybe perceived value, how you have built your brand, your personal branding, and your career as well. So it's not about passive value, about value and giving out. So that's it.
So the last thing, concerning the price and people make promise to you, not paying, I think you should grant. When people enter your game and say, I want to buy something, whosoever, send your prices. Don't let them be asking, we have more or something, you're not saying 2,500, or you are paying 2,000. The moment you send a design price list, they know that that's the price. It is not easy psychological. If somebody is asking me, that man, the next time she message me, I sent her my price list. Straight, that okay, I will get back to you. So it is psychology, it requires people's psychology. When they ask for the price, and you send your price list, you send it. But if you are telling them, okay, 2,500, they give that 300, that one, they will use them to send it for 500.
Okay, so for council for productivity over business, if there is like one of the major skills that God has given to me, is simply being productive and being accountable to everything that I do. So, for example, I do this, I do that, and if you check well, at least to a very good state, the way I perform everything that I do, like the kind of result and the way I perform, is even like a little bit more better than someone who is doing just one thing. But there is a system around it. Like there is a system around it. So if you take me back to one of the books I wrote earlier, I wrote this year, which is Only Your Hours. And that Only Your Hours is I want to live by His grace. So that Only Your Hours, you still think about my life. You still like it's just like I'm giving you. I sat down, I wrote down the way I'm living my life. It's not English, it's not grammar. For me, there is a system, and we can't explain it, but there is a system I put in place, and I work with him. Like, sorry, you can't just batch and be like, oh, I want to see. Like, she did not want to watch my page throughout this day. So you can't just batch it to me, you can't just be like, oh, Shewa, can you do a makeup for me? Can you do the makeup? Tell me ahead. You can't tell me something impromptu. There are exceptions, but exceptions in yourself do not. This is actually an exception. And exceptions should not be every time. And I'm almost addicted to police. Like I always know I analyze the day. And there is a way I used to break my life down. Like I used to break my life into 8 parts. There's something we call wheel of life. I don't know if anybody knows about that. Wheel of life. Okay, wheel of life is like for me now. Wheel of life is to 8 parts, like spiritual, and this and that. I don't wish you can get your hand on that because you can't be that for. You just have intentional with your living, intentional with your growth, intentional with yourself. Self is not bad. Nobody can just come in and be like, please, I need one according to the schedule, according to this thing, this thing. Even if you like package yourself, before you can get it designed to Friday, next time if you don't get designed, they will come or they will say because we're ready for them. Don't sit down again. Don't let us be scared to say no. And nobody can heal you. That's like when you say, when you have that bad plan, cannot resist, they will come back. That one is not so sure. So, like, be intentional, and I think for that long, I think all your hours is going to do like a larger part of explanation of how people do a whole lot of things at the same time. And sometimes, as Dr. Lamy said, there are sometimes lower some things. For example, now, there is something that we do in Jesus for the same. So I'm very, very, like, when it comes, I'm very, very active. But there was, I have to accountable, and like, you have to be accountable. So when there is a time, okay, like, I have a lot of my plates that I'm not sure I'll be able to do this again. So I was like, look, I have to check someone who I think that this person really has an for this, and I see this person, oh, please, I will not be available, blah, blah, blah. But it would be foolishness for me that I saw everything that I have on grant here, where I am, and still be like, I want to, like, I'll just give myself, I don't do that. So, like, now, prioritize, like, tasks. Okay, not to delegate, and maybe you are the only one you cannot delegate. I'm not going to put down some things, and during the conference, Ejimi said something that when you're like, oh, I'm not potentialized, I have the ability to do that or things, what she like, it was like, list everything that you know how to do. Pick out the advantage. Then, from the advantage, you know the one that you should give more energy. You cannot give the same energy to everything at the same time. It's not possible. So, and again, there is a way I do it that every week, there's something I call constant release. That constant release, everything I read of like prosecute or second project that I'm not going to do, like I'm not going to touch any area of my life. Like for example, I used to listen to podcasts, not every day. I have specific days I listen to podcasts. I used to do this, not every day. Like I see that is going to do a lot. So get all your hours. If you need that, probably I'm going to send you a link over to Gmail. Please let's be checking our Gmails. Please, let's be checking our mails. So what other things? I think personal words.
Wow. I mean, you guys enjoyed this session. Even though you didn't always give them a round of applause, can you tell us that it's okay to say no? It is okay to say no. The convener also gave us a big tip. She said in this entrepreneurship community, you need a culture of praise and words. Please let's appreciate them once again for this beautiful panel session. As we come to the close and as they go back to their seats. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you all so much. Wow. If today has been an incredible day for you, can I see your hands up? Are you sure? That's great. Now I want, okay, real quick, I just want a few people to tell us how today has been for them. Let me come to the sister. So, if you could describe today in one word, today's events, to you, how it has been to you, what would you say? Thank you so much. Let's go for another lady. Encouraging. Okay, I want someone to tell me what, like an action plan you will start working on for today in your business. Something, perhaps things you stop doing and things you start doing. The things you stop doing and the things you start doing are based on what's already so far. Who wants to volunteer? Okay, I'm wasting time. I just want to pick somebody. Sister, do you want to go? I need to, okay, let me start. Alright, let me see someone who is already into this business. They're business people, right? Okay, let me go to the sister. 30 minutes. still thinking about it, so but I'm experiencing that like my business and personal business, I'll start saving. Thank you so much for those beautiful responses. So right now, we are coming to the end. And for those, you were supposed to have business speech and some other events, but because of unavailability of time, it's going to be holding online, and the more details about it will be communicated to you. So I'm also calling the convener now to give us a closing remark. Please join me as we welcome this special business planning association.
Please, can we join us together for ourselves? Because everyone sitting to this moment are real MVPs. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for risking your time. I'm going to say that. For risking your time, for risking your money to be like, okay, let me just remind what she's going to say. And I believe and I hope you may not disappointed. And it is what's way more than the gateway we are asked to pay. Thank you so much, everyone. Okay, so we are done, but I just have something here that cares I'm going to say because so let's say. Okay, so before we round up, permit me to appreciate a few special people. And number one is my lovely parents. Thank you for sharing with me and allowing me to walk this journey the way I wanted. And the most importantly, never judging me when my mistakes fell bigger than me. They are a perfect example of resilience to me. Daddy and mommy, whenever you are hearing this, I love you deeply and I can never trade you for anything. Because, as a child, you can't say my dad don't really support what I want to do initially. But along the line, he supported and everything. And even when I was making mistakes bigger than me, I was scared and afraid. The way they corrected me in love and made me to understand that we are in this together, really healed a lot of things in me. I'm sure they don't know, but for me, it's really one of the biggest things that really, because you guys were not actually there when I was taking this risk, doing everything. But when they got to me, when I told them, okay, this, the way they accepted me and never judged me, really gave me strength to keep moving. And sometimes, sometimes what will people say? It's always a question in our head. But when they accepted me, when they're okay, it's fine, you know that we made this mistake, blah, 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 and everything. It gave me strength that no matter what anybody is saying, it does not make sense to me. And I cannot even hear it. Because those that matter most in my life, they do not judge me. So to my siblings and my entire family, I love you all so much. And to my spiritual father and mother, Pastor Mrs. Olushola, thank you for living in this young lady. To my covenant sisters, if I do not say your name today, it is not possible. 14 years of friendship, all the way from GSS 1. Please, I will need that, please, I don't want to clap for them. Please, stand up, let us see you. So we are coming all the way from GSS 1, and it is 14 years of friendship right now. And there is one thing I said, you are truly the best. I will never forget that season. You allowed me to use my share of foodstuff money to learn and invest in my craft without making me feel bad for it. Don't worry, I will still carry you guys and be bills of me. We all know roommates, we all know friends. I did not pay shishi, I got my own money and learn to pay for, but I don't even know what I was learning because you always find me learning something. That's not my problem. But I think I love that problem. So, and we will need everything equally. In fact, now he said, with the head house administrator, they never made me feel bad for it. And also, your sacrifice are 1 in a million. And there is something, why didn't I write it about going to say it? The way these people risk their money for me. The way they risk their money for me to do something. I was like, wait, what if I do not get it back? And I did not, let's say maybe, or offending or and getting it back somehow. They will not be like, Shebi is my money, go and look for it. And to your our solution, how we are going to get that money back. So please, you really need a support system, and I really bless God for giving me these words. everybody opened for me and second one, coming this far was not easy and it was not easy, so if you are hearing this, but you are some of the best things God has given to me, and thank you for always believing in your ear, your sister, your family. We are not actually family, but you know there's some kind of relationship that God will give to you that you say that this is no longer like people. You are now family. And thank you so much for supporting me with all the time, with everything that you have. Like just like you can do it more well, you are the one and the lives. So to value me to success and you know, to Mr. and Mrs. Oladipo and Sister Oyi, to Oyi Consola, to Juliana, to Dura, to Veromi, to Fulfill Men, to I must make sure we are here because we had to like we stay together for some while, and even now hearing about this, like when I saw her on this, I was like, wow, going is from. So to everyone, like I really appreciate it. I have to mention things one by one. Like we are going to exhaust time. And to Mr. Paula Rishaw Abiodun, thank you so much for honoring this thing together. I really appreciate it. And to everyone who has added to me in one way or the other, in way I've seen and the unseen. Thank you so much from the depths of my heart. Thank you so much, everyone. Because let's say we are planning, oh, we want to plan this, and I did not see anybody like what is going to happen, but everyone turning up and just risking themselves again. I will still say, like, thank you so much. I really appreciate like nothing for granted. And another thing, let's send this woman. Our God, the first thing that I messaged, like when I just came to me, I was actually thinking on her behalf, Lagos. Now she was supposed to be in Ibadan right now, but we don't know what to do. So I told her that, oh, pre-recorded lecture, that probably maybe a pre-recorded lecture or this and that. But she was like, don't worry, December 30th, I will come. I was like, really? I shared the testimony in my church, so I know how important and how important it is so good. So I was like, really, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time, your sacrifice, and all. And to Pastor Success, Mr. Success Olabode, thank you so much. Even with all the unavailability and everything, he kept reaching out, he kept like, okay, let me do good things, let me do this, let me do that. Everybody, thank you so much for your request, for calling us out. Because I used to say something. It's a different thing that the Lord has placed something in your hands. It's a different thing that people take it like from your hand. I've had an experience, like all those early days of reaching out and everything. I've had an experience that you are trying to preach love to people. And I'm not accepting it. And it is paining me. It's my love I want to give you, you're not accepting. And it is so, I really know what it feels when you like stretch hand of love, hand of help, and anything to people, and they accept it gladly. Like, I really know what it means. Like, so I really appreciate everyone. Thank you so much. And there is something I want to start building, and I start building, and I'm building it already, which is the confidence circle, which is to raise confident entrepreneurs who are ready to build with strategy, purpose, profit, faith, and everything. So, and we have our WhatsApp community, and I believe that everyone in this Hangout right now should be in that community. If you are not here, please say. So I'm going to do a proper introduction. After the proper introduction, don't worry. The way I'm so serious and intentional with the Hangout is the way I'll be serious and intentional with everything I'm going to be dropping on that group. And if there's any question, reach out to me. If there's any question, you can ask on the group. You can ask probably via my DM. I will answer like in your best way that I know that I can answer. So thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate everyone once again. So ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the Business Hangout with Ifesewa 2.0.
Thank you. Rise on your feet. Now I want you all to do something. Touch your head and say, I have ideas. I have ideas. Now touch your mouth and say, I have courage. I have few minutes as we take a group picture. Thank you all once again. You guys were an amazing audience. Thank you for showing up. Once again, I am Joey Esther. It has been an absolute pleasure to be your host for business. Keep beauty, stay safe, and take care. Please let's take pictures before you go.
How do you name Stop it now, I mean.
Yes, are you in? Are you in?
Stamina, come on.